Recording in progress.
Good day, everyone. Welcome to the storytelling platform. It is our storytelling lodge, and we are on day 7 today, celebrating the rest of the earth. And our theme for today is celebrating. As communities and individuals, we celebrate in jubilation important, meaningful events in life. As the faith community, we just celebrated Yule Chud. We celebrate life when it begins. We celebrate life when it begins, and we also celebrate life when it ends. We celebrate our birthdays, our weddings, our graduations, and many life achievements. In our celebrating spirits, we do celebrate planet Earth. I'll repeat that. In our celebrating spirits, do we celebrate planet Earth as our home to protect and safeguard? Or do we celebrate only the natural resources we plunder for self gratification since time immemorial? Do we even acknowledge creation and all its beautiful inhabitants? Look around you and witness the irreversible degradation and continuous looting of the earth. As a result of poor governance in Africa, where I am, Africa continues to be exploited and abused. The African peoples are scattered all over the earth for survival due to political conflicts, ecological crisis, famine as a result of human-induced climate change, and all calamities. The list goes on. I can never even begin to list everything else that is happening in Africa and elsewhere due to ecological degradation. But regardless of the earth trials and tribulations, we continue to celebrate creation in all its diversity. Dramatic art, from an African perspective, dramatic art and liturgy are frequently used tools for celebration by most of our peoples. African liturgies choose to be contextual and responsive to the African environment. It is not by accident that both African Eucharist prayers and liturgy in words and acts exude the African environment. Imagination of an African terrain with its beautiful mountains and valleys, rivers and lakes, forests and plains, vegetation and wild world, it all join in the rhythmic praise of the Creator. That's when it is not disturbed by human ill practice. Then the whole thing break loose. It will all break down once humanity has decided to come in and play God or play a mini creator and destroy everything. So all the rhythm that praises the creator is all distorted and disturbed. The community of faith and African religious systems, as well as indigenous communities' life worlds, celebrate and pray for harmonious living within the earth community. Through Eucharistic celebrations, we dance moves, and our dance moves will always portray the confident acknowledgement of God's gift of life, which is nurtured and made productive and creative. We celebrate life in every way that we do, in its totality, and we play music in order to acknowledge and appreciate what God has given us, which is the earth. When our livelihoods are disturbed and creation is in shambles like it is now, the celebration mode turns to a very dull, grey mode. The flamboyant move and attention drawn to the body of a dancer projects the anchoring of life of the community in its dynamic ancestral spiritual world that is confessed as reaching its culmination in the world of God through liturgy. So language plays an important part in liturgy as we celebrate our earth. That's what we do in most of, particularly the African indigents, where I I belong. During transformation, cultural practices, as displayed again in liturgy, cannot be alienated as they constitute the identity of the peoples. Once you remove that identity to the people, and it does not it doesn't have the same feeling of appreciation and acknowledgement and sharing and taking care of every other being next to you and those that are far away from you and everything else. Life in its totality is about celebration, celebrating life, celebrating everything that we do. Even in times of need, we still celebrate. Even in pain, we do celebrate because we believe in the seasons, that all seasons, good and bad, it still becomes a gift to us. Therefore, through Eucharist celebration, the evocation of life, fertility, and vitality makes the Eucharistic action dynamic. It is a symbol action that creates the environment for the realization of its purpose. So when we talk of celebrating, we really celebrate not as individuals and not as people, but we celebrate creation in its whole totality. That will be all for today on the theme of celebrating, and thank you so much for joining me again, and we'll continue some other time in any other platform. Thank you again, and this was our last storytelling on our 7th day of the earth rest. Thank you again.